Turn to ban. Meaning.
obecny. Pasti masuk replay yang tadi orang download dah.
Thirty seconds to battle. The battle begins.
You out of war, you got thirst bad.
Yes. Such fascinating images. Bless your soul. With pleasure. Interesting. I see. Curious. Indeed. Yes. If it pleases me. I understand. With pleasure. Indeed.
Ya nggak di blok. Oke.
I agree. What's over there? Very good. Absolutely. Absolutely. Excellent idea. I think I'll fix it. Up and down. I'm under attack. What's over there? Curious. Indeed. Interesting. Absolutely. Excellent idea. With pleasure.
Kurang jauh.
What's over there? Indeed. Yes. What's over there? That should help. Such fascinating images. Very good.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Is it please?
Halo, gede banget nggak?
Halo, gede banget sih.
Ya soalnya gua bus itu soalnya kalau di mid suara gua kecil banget kan. Jadi dikecilin aja di yang itu volume setting yang profilnya gua. User info bentar. Mana mau ini dulu ya, mau tes voice and video.
Yes.
Anjing gede banget lagi lah. BTW selama gua ketiduran tadi apa aja infonya? Nggak ada.
Nggak ada.
Nah, Aing lanjut tidur apa gimana ya anaknya ya?
Karena udah kalau
Oh iya jadi inget mau makan gua. Makan nasi bie.
This field is truly full of wonders. What's over there? Yes. I agree. My sorcery. I'll mind the clock. Attack.
Gott im Himmel!
I see.
That's a twofer!
With pleasure. No. What's over there? With pleasure. Interesting. Indeed. Very good. Such fascinating images.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I understand. Sorcerer stick. I'm under attack. I lost a worthy foe. It is not so easy to kill a nugas. Curious. As it pleases me. Indeed. What's over there? Interesting. Very good. As it pleases me. I see. This will be fun. Still a Vegas, yet now much grander. No, this. With pleasure. Absolutely. What's over there? With pleasure. Yes. I understand. Absolutely. Such fascinating images. Excellent idea. Yes. Indeed. I agree. Curious. Interesting.
Illusion.
Eat dirt. If it pleases me. Cast asunder. I understand. Indeed. Interesting. Very good. Yes. Curious.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Over there.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
With pleasure. I see. Absolutely.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Tested.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Excellent.
Your
idea.
bottom tower is under attack.
What's over there?
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Well
Absolutely.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Double damage.
Interesting. No challenge.
Push, push, push.
What's over there?
Your top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Pleases me.
Push, 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 push.
Such. Indeed.
My pride. Your fall. Your name shall be forgotten.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
There are none who cannot be mimicked. Very good. Indeed. What's over there? Excellent idea. Absolutely.
Got in Himmel.
With pleasure. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You thought to tame the lion? Feel the rage of a blade with pleasure. I understand. Yes. What's over there? I understand. I see. Invisibility. Curious. With pleasure. As it pleases me. Interesting. Yes. Indeed. Interesting. Such fascinating discovered power. Absolutely. Indeed. Absolutely. What's over there? Excellent idea.
Your top tower is under attack.
Interesting. I see. Curious.
Radiant structures are fortified.
If it pleases me. That should help. Yes. Excellent idea. With pleasure. Very good. Indeed.
Tuh, lionnya udah blink dagger, ini udah blink dagger. Reaper.
Absolutely. What's over there? Such fascinating images. Indeed. Absolutely. Excellent.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Such fascinating images. Absolutely. I agree. Interesting. I'll take that. If it pleases me. What's over there? Absolutely. Beautiful soul for my collection.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
I see.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
Curious. Very good.
The enemy's bottom tower has been denied.
Yes. Indeed. Mind the drop. Interesting. With pleasure. Yes. What's over there? Indeed. I understand. Eat that. I agree.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Test your metal. What's over there? Interesting. Haste. Is it pleasing? Such.
Bentar ya, gue baru air dulu.
Return to the radiant.
Immortality. I see. Yes.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Interesting.
Oh my god!
有没有神之一钩？
What's over there? Absolutely. Absolutely.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Excellent idea.
Your middle tower is under attack.
It's not done yet. Very good. I'm not ready.
Manly.
I understand. Absolutely. With pleasure. Interesting.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I see. Such fascinating images. What's over there? Indeed. Indeed, that should help. Interesting. With pleasure. Absolutely. Yes. Excellent idea. Yes. What's over there? Indeed. Absolutely.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Over there. Such fascinating origins. All before us.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
I am no thief. I merely borrow.
Udah beres makannya.
Is it
Makan udah, rebus air, nunggu matang.
interesting? Absolutely. Yes. Apply yourself. Very good. Excellent idea. I understand. Indeed. Interesting. I agree.
Gott in Himmel!
Such fascinating images.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
I see. Very good. Indeed. What's over there?
Bangsat lucu lagi.
Ntar overlay lu mana sih?
Bangsat lucu lagi.
With pleasure.
Noel is coming guys. Finally, bentar overlay lu gue pindahin dulu agak ke atas.
Yes. Curious. With pleasure. Absolutely. Illusion. Absolutely. Yes. Indeed. understand. I understand. Indeed. Very good. Such fine things upon my soul.
The enemy's top tower is falling.
Getting too old for this horse.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
Let's stay down. Back with a few new ideas. Absolutely. Curious.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Much better. I almost feel bad. Yes. With pleasure.
A lucky find.
Excellent idea.
Your middle tower is under attack.
As it pleases me. What's over there? I see. Absolutely. Interesting. Yes.
Your song has fallen to the radiant.
I agree.
Halo,
Interesting.
Arteo
Bottom
anjing.
tower is under attack.
With pleasure. Very good. I see. Swift for soul.
Has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack. The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
What's over there?
Goddamn himmer! That's a twofer.
His brain is so big.
Fascinating abilities.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Radiant victory.
Ada hari-hari ya server ya guys ya. Toksiknya makanan sehari-hari. Apa nih? Main dapatnya offline.
5 seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining.
Aduh, LC lagi lah.
Bounty hunter.
Prepare for battle.
A lead. I follow the trail. Stalking. My blades will do the talking. Yes.
30 seconds to battle.
This way. Repositioning.
You out of warrior got thirsted.
Tango with the sky rat, risk a fall from starry eyes.
On the hunt.
The battle begins.
Closing in. I'm under attack. Footprints. My blades grow thirsty. On the move.
Oh, Magnusnya support ah.
Is that a broken twig I spy?
Lah iya ya, ada tipe bug sama poison sama ini ya.
5 enemies, 5 bounties. I'll find them. Over there. I'll find them. You're lost, I gain. On the move. Over there. Attack! Denied. Footprints. Stalking. Let me introduce you to my blade. As long as I get paid. You can't buy this kind of... My blades grow thirsty. You won't get far. The chase is on. I'm under attack. Healing shot. Nobody. On the hunt. Found you. The realm's just denied. Repositioning. I'll find them. Denied. My blades will do the talking. I follow the trail. My fees have doubled. I'll find them. This way.
Is mine.
With pleasure. Slice is nice. Five enemies, 5 bounties. Yes. Is that a broken twig I spy? 5 enemies, 5 bounties.
Dire structures are fortified.
Dead or alive.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
My blades grow thirsty. On the... Cut him up.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Transaction complete. I'll enjoy this.
What are you buying?
This way.
I deny you.
You're through. Found you.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Not so.
A lead.
终于等到你。
Is that a broken twig I spy?
That's a twofer.
My blades will do the talking. You won't get far. Let me introduce you to my blade. I'll fight him well. Meet your maker. Closing in.
Astaga.
On the move.
Jelek banget nasib gua.
I'm under attack. Over there. The chase is on. Stalking.
That's a twofer.
I follow the trail. Dead or alive. I've come to collect. Yes. Too bad. Dead or alive, you're coming. Over there. A lead. The chase is on. I'll find them. The realm's justice. As long as I get paid. Let me introduce you to... On the hunt.
I am a tool of the greater good.
Your top tower is under attack.
Stalking.
I'll take that as tribute.
I follow the trail. Bargain hunting. My blades will do the talking.
Your top tower is under attack.
With pleasure.
Your top tower
Cut him
is
up.
under attack.
Watch your head. Yes. Repositioning. blades grow thirsty. Let me introduce you to my blade. Double damage. This way. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. I come to collect. Fever. On the move. This way. Is that a broken twig I spy? You're through. Over there. A lead. Slice is nice. My blades will do the talking. Footprints. Enjoy this. My final ritual. I do not you won't get far.
Your middle tower is under attack.
On the move.
Your top tower is under attack.
Found you.
Is mine.
Your top tower is under attack.
Repositioning.
Your top tower is under attack.
Time.
Dead or alive. I'm under attack.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Own it!
Killed him with coolness. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. I'll enjoy this. Don't mind if I do. You're through. I follow the trail. My blades grow thirsty. Starting. On the hunt. I've come to collect. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. Footprints. The chase
Your
is
bottom tower is under attack.
The trail is clearer. Worth the effort. Go Prira. Attack. It's not time yet.
Your middle tower is under attack.
As long as I get paid. See you soon. My blades grow thirsty.
tower is under attack.
A lead.
Dire's structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
Over there. My blades will do the talking. I'm under attack. Stalking. With pleasure. Closing in. On the hunt. On the move.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Repositioning.
Your middle tower is under attack.
My death means
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under the enemy's top tower has been denied.
What are you buying? Is that a broken tree? What's ahead? My gap. Lost.
Enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Screw business. It just got personal.
Your top tower is under attack.
5 enemies, 5 I fade from sight.
Your top tower has fallen.
Reposition. My blades grow thirsty. Attack! Feed my blade. I'll find them. On the move. Is that a broken twig I spy? This way. Unseen. My blades will do the talking. Stalking. Over there. I follow the trail. Footprints. Yes. On the hunt.
Lu lagi main Dota berarti?
You can't fight what you can't see. I'll find them.
Your top tower is under attack.
I follow the trail. Yes. I'm under attack.
Here's a
darken my eyes. To die in my hand is an honor.
Dire's courier has been killed.
They'll pay for that.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I fade. My blades will do the talking. In service. My blades will answer for this injustice. Is that the white drink I spy? Intel on you. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. No! I'll find them.
Illusion.
They'll tell tales of this. On the move. Repositioning.
Time.
On the hunt. This way. Feed my blade. A lead. I come to collect. This way. Worth every penny. Repositioning. My blades will do the talking. Out. Your veins run empty.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
I had planned to take him in alive, but now... On the hunt. You can't fight what you can't see. 5 enemies, 5 bounties.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Immortality.
My blades grow thirsty. A lead. On the move. Footprints. I'll them. I'll find them. Unseen.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes. I follow the trail. Is that a broken twig?
Your top tower is under attack. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
By authority of the realm, I shall hunt them down.
Your top tower is under attack.
My blades will do the talking. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Is that a broken twig I spy? Over there. Repositioning. This way. Five enemies unseen.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Yes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Stalking.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
My blades grow thirsty.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
On the hunt.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
On the move.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I follow the trail.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
A lead.
Coba kirim kalau ada gitu.
My sky at home?
You can't fight what you can't see.
Crusade continues!
Twig I spy. My blades will do the talking. Not yet. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. I'll find them. My blades grow thirsty, blending in. Double damage. Yes. I'm not ready. Take that as tribute. A lead. On the move.
This way. Bargain hunting. Footprints. Stalking. I'll find them. My blades grow thirsty. Stalking. Repositioning. The realm's justice. Is that a broken twig I spy? My blades will do the talking. Five enemies, 5 bounties. Feed my blade. I'll find them. Slice his nuts. That's a beating your
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
business before.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Fight what you can't see. This way. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. On the move. A lead.
Your top tower is under attack.
As long as I get paid. Over there. Yes. On the hunt. I follow the trail. A lead. Dead or alive. Unseen. I'll find them. Yes. I'll find them. Five enemies, 5 bounties. I follow the trail. On the hunt. Black King Bar. Stalking. Over there. My blades will do the talking.
thirsty.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Carry me off.
Footprints. This way.
Your middle tower has fallen.
Is that a broken twig I spy?
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Grow.
Your top tower is under attack.
What's ahead?
Your middle barracks has fallen. Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks has fallen.
I'll enjoy this. Feeling sharp. Footprints. I follow the trail. Yes. On the move.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
You won't get far. Slice is nice.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Very cute.
Stalking. I'll find them.
Udah hilang ya si bego. Nggak kedengeran live-nya.
Is that a broken twig I spy? Blending in. I'll find them. My blades will do the talking. Feed my blade. Repositioning. Is that a broken twig I spy? I fade from sight. Bountiful. Over there. Stalking. Footprints. Barely worth the effort. Slice is nice.
Very cute.
I'll find them. I'll find them. My blades will do.
see. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. On the move. Repositioning. Yes. Feet ear. I've come to collect. On the hunt. My blades grow thirsty. This way. My blades will do the talking. Cut him up. A lead. You can't fight what you can't see. I'll find them. Yes. Is immeasurable. This way. On the move. You can't fight what you can't see. Is that a broken twig I spy? Bountiful. Over there. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. Feed my blade. Footprints.
Greetings, my friend.
I follow the trail.
Your top tower is under attack.
My blades grow thirsty.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Repositioning. Stalking.
Invisibility!
I'll find them. Stalking. I follow the trail. Footprints. I'm under attack. Oh, look at it, my blade.
find them. A lead. Not yet. I'll find them. I'll enjoy this.
Will take more than death to discourage me.
You never touch my treasure now. Prophecy is true. He is the chosen one. Okay, now it's personal. Repositioning. Unseen. Footprints. Slice is nice. I follow the trail. On the move. Found you. The realm's justice. I'll find them. You can't fight unseen. 5 enemies, 5 bounties. I'll find them. My blades will do. Over there. Is that a broken twig I spy?
Double damage.
A lead. This way.
Godlike.
Yes. I fade from sight. My blades grow thirsty. As long as we can bathe. Eat them crumble.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire victory.
Wow.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Definitely straightforward counter pick to the lifestealer there. Definitely makes it very difficult to play this hero when you are linked.
So if you need like a distance hero here for if Mickey plays Pango, does I go for Darkseer, Beast,
remaining.
or Veno? Darkseer's banned, so
5
never mind. So
seconds remaining.
Beast.
Waits this matchup between Nakes and Razor. So like you need a guy that either deals with Razor aggressively by killing him, or someone that, you know, locks him down or builds a Lotus Orb for your Nakes so that he can run in. It is Venom. Okay.
Venomous
At least
one,
we
of
got
course.
to call both the last picks. That's true.
Alright, yeah. Zion, that Veno, I guess you're not too much of a fan for that lifesteal, didn't think it was a gotcha, and then being countered by the Razor. Does that mean you're going to be seeing VP having better lanes that they might be able to get on top of this and snowball with their lineup?
I would really like to see it if they go ahead and put the Tiny with the Razor in the laning stage, try to toss back, you know, the Veno, get some kills there. But more importantly, give the Lifestealer a lane where he just cannot right-click heroes and just keep getting harassed by the Skywrath plus Visage there. I think that would make the laning stage pretty good for VP here.
And what is the best case scenario, Kezu, for Liquid?
5
I
seconds
think for Liquid,
remaining.
best case scenario that they can do is to do well in their lanes because they kind of have to. Their heroes don't scale that well against VP. I'm a little afraid a lot of the times in these drafts where if one team gets like double, triple BKB, the enemy team can't fight anymore. And I feel like that's the case this game. If Virtus.pro have a good early game, they get to their BKBs in an even game, I'm gonna say that VP will take this first game.
And final thoughts for you, T-Pan, before we do head in?
I want to say Liquid in this one. I'm gonna go with Liquid's draft. I feel like if they can just hit their timings and kind of avoid this Visage from getting out of hands. Like, of course, there's a lot of counters from VP's side, but I feel like Liquid can manage and weather the storm in this one.
Yeah, well, whether it's VP or Liquid, we're gonna have to see. It is only game one in this best of three. Whoever wins this series is gonna be getting that last slot to TI. So let's jump on in. It's Dan Aries.
or whether you're a player, streamer, Twitch viewer, or an average Herald gamer, every single person the edge of the seat to find out if Liquid Pro will take the final slot at TI11. One team's hopes will be crushed and the other team will be on cloud 9. Denog, we heard the panel and what they had to say about game 1, but what do you think about this game?
I think VP got this one. I think they might have gotten a little bit too much baited into going to try and counter out that Primal Beast with the Lifestealer, with all of these sorts of things, and I think they've got the burst to be able to deal with him. And I just got to say, how fitting is it? We play out this entire DPC season to get the top 12 teams to automatically qualify for TI. Both of these guys didn't have too much luck during the regional qualifiers, but 13th and 14th placed on DPC points. VP and Liquid play off in one last series for one last spot at TI. I'm so hyped. I can't wait. We would get into it, but there's a pause.
So, you know, we get to brew in the moment a little bit. We get to see the players, you know, giving the good lucks out, the good luck hombre. We see a little bit of issues with some hotkeys as well. It's okay. You know, it's fine. It's just setting us up for a beautiful game 1. Of course, this is the rematch as well, isn't it, Danny? This is the rematch between these two teams. We saw Liquid, they were knocked down to the lower bracket previously.
Sorry, I gotta cut you off.
Yeah.
Look at this all chat, man. That's what we got to be talking about. You know, how's your day? Oh, it's not going too bad. He's like, well, ask me in 3 hours, and then GPK says, well, it's maybe going to be 2 hours. Let's see if it's going to be a 2-0 or not. But you know, I really like the way that VP drafted this time around. Where we've seen Liquid look super strong is when they're able to push and be aggressive early on. Just between these two teams in particular, VP, when they win their games, they win it 11.5 minutes slower than Liquid does. Liquid are trying to close it out in the 30 to 35 minute mark. VP, they're happy with 40 to 45. So the fact that they got rid of these heroes like the Shadow Fiend, the Enigma, lots of these very fast pushing ones, Lone Druid was dissuaded away from as well. I think VP are going to be very happy with this, and like as you mentioned with that Razor pick, there's nowhere else a Lifestealer can go, so they're very happy to have that direct counter there.
Yeah, VP are without a doubt happy with the late game, but we have seen some issues with them being able to actually close out games, and I think the most recent one would be that game 1 against Secret earlier today. We've seen some other games in particular, the difficulties with them throwing some leads. So you're exactly right. Liquid on it always like to look to end early, but VP, it's still a big question at the moment. Would they be in this position if some of those leads had gone another way?
Yeah, for sure. They're still going to put GPK on the Primal Beast. Like I was saying before, it feels like it has been semi-countered by some of their heroes, right? Early on, you're going to have the Glimpse, you're going to have the Lifestealer, which still does a decent amount of that percentage damage against him. You just get so farmed that it's very effective. GPK trying to put the cheats in just for a little bit of extra gold in the old chat there. Not going to work out. The other interesting thing is that this is only the second Skywrath Mage pick of the entire tournament. The other team that did it was Infamous against Extreme Gaming. They lost, unfortunately. So to bring out in this last series of the Last Chance qualifiers a hero with 0% win rate, it's a ballsy one, but we'll see if it ends up working out. They're actually going to put the 2 ranged up top here as well, DM and Hakoda, and maybe just looking to really emphasize that Ramses has a solid start to this game on the Razor with the toss back on Yamich and be able to secure some of that early gold so that the Lifestealer isn't as much of a threat once the lanes start to dissolve and we get into the mid game.
Do we feel like there's either side that, with how the lanes are set up at the moment, are going to be a little bit more favorable to come out on top with a slight advantage here?
It just depends on how this first blood goes in my eyes, right? You're going to have a lot of damage being spammed out onto this top side of the map. Disruptor, not really one of those heroes that likes to go into something like the headdress, so you might be able to spam him out, but Insania, he's got the 2 sets of tangos to be able to start with, so he just realizes that he needs to constantly be putting pressure on, preventing DM and Hakoda from putting a lot of pressure onto Matumba Man, because, you know, like I was saying before, Ramses needs a good start. If Matu could stay a little bit ahead of the Razor, maybe the tempo is just going to be a bit too much.
Yeah, always concerns with the Lifestealer if you do get shoved out into the jungle. It's a hero that is very self-sufficient, unable to catch up too easily. We see pretty much every lane at the moment, just abilities being spammed out, trying to edge out that little victory here, trying to get the resources low on the other side.
Big thing that I'm looking at is this level 2 at bottom. Yeah, Boxy's doing a really good job, but he's not going to have that freedom to consistently walk on forward, especially with the wave sitting underneath the tower. If he does this once Yamich is level 2, maybe you get that toss back and you're able to get that early kill.
They might go now. Yeah, Zai just hit level 2, but just off the mark.
Not quite yet level 2 just yet. There's a creep that's about to die. It was actually the range creep, so they might have been able to secure that one if they just waited that little bit longer, but both teams, some of the nerves starting to get to them. Couple of first bloods being missed out on. In mid-game, mid lane rather, Mickey going up against GPK. Yeah, Pango, probably one of the better heroes to be able to lane against the Primal Beast. You've got plenty of abilities that allow you to soak up some damage. Once he levels up the Swashbuckle a little bit more, he's going to be able to be not so worried about the trample affecting him. Just be able to create that little bit of a gap. For me, for VP, they're just playing around these BKB timings, right? Then you suddenly don't really care about the kinetic field or the glimpse or the Pango roll. It's really just going to be quite heavily on the back of Boxy to be able to just use something like the cogs, like the hook shot, that don't care about the BKB to allow his team to be able to create that little bit of a gap and kite out those BKBs.
So far, it looks like the lane's going pretty well from either side. Visage struggling at the moment on DM. This is a hero that can have some difficulties. I mean, level 1, very, very strong, but with the other levels in the lane, you can feel a little bit awkward here. So 9 last hits for DM. And Senya's done a very good job to continue to have the creep equilibrium.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Up top, GPK. He's already making the move. This is what we saw Topson do in T1 series. Yeah, and they scan out the movement entirely. He pushed the wave onto the tower. They're going to look to position themselves really defensively.
Look at the aggressive Glyph. The Tumberman's in trouble. A Glyph to not help out. GPK, nice attempt. It was a glimpse to try and send him away. But the aggressive one from Virtus Pro, a great maneuver, even though the scan connected from Liquid.
Yeah, they did almost everything right there on Liquid. Maybe just not able to pop that rage quite quickly enough. Didn't see if it was on cooldown or not, but yeah, that's a big win coming through from VP, especially giving it over to DN. Like you were mentioning, didn't have the greatest net worth in the laning phase.
Actually top. Yeah, the Tumberman and Senya hit back instantly. Dakota will get a trade. It's a big kill though for at least Liquid to find, kind of stabilizing that previous death.
Yeah, for sure. But you still get the experience. You're still up to level 3 now on DM. Of course, he's the one that's going to start to put a bit more pressure on. This is probably a much faster draft than that VP are used to playing, just because they don't have to contend with defending against Liquids. They can play the game much more on their tempo, I feel.
We feel like a lot of the tempo is going to come out from GPK and then like early on until we get some of the timings out of DM.
Yeah, absolutely. They also mentioned T-Panda during the panel that VP, they're a very stack-heavy lineup, and, well, Razor, one of the better heroes at being able to take those. You know, you stack up the jungle, even the Radiant one, you could take multiple stacks at the same time, accelerate your net worth, and look to pick up that early-ish BKB, because, yeah, like you were saying before, GPK, he's the one that's going to be rotating towards the Visage's lane, open up the map by taking some of those towers.
It's going to come down to Liquid and how they can start to set up some of their wards to be able to scout out GPK. Already seen him try and make one move across the map, and closing on that level 6 is going to further enable that. They don't have the greatest wards at the moment. Liquid will need to consider shortly as well, and well, even Virtus Pro as well, considering GPK has a bottle. So I think this next power rune, the first one of the game, is going to be a really big moment here in game 1.
Yeah, Liquid have already got some of the wards set up for it. The one placed down by Boxy in the bottom lane, securing that one a little bit. Again, it really doesn't matter where DM makes the where GPK makes the rotation to. Top side now.
Going on Ramses.
Okay.
Gale and Boxy is going to try and step in. They do a pretty decent job to break the static link. Not a whole lot of damage that Ramses has been able to soak up. Looks like they're still trying to enter though. Yamich gets the avalanche. Will be okay. Boxy's going to push Ramses away. Meanwhile, top lane though, DM brings down the Tumberman. Insania is able to keep back, but not getting the core trade onto Visage is really going to continue to hurt the game with the Lifestealer.
Oh, and look at this. They're talking about those power runes. He's level 6 on GPK, making the rotation up with his ultimate.
Sacristy. The plasma into the tree throw from Yamich.
They're doing everything
Ramses
so
might be
well.
traced to the tree line. Avalanche going to be able to cover the retreat. Beautifully done from Yamich as Ramses can step out of danger.
They spotted out GPK's movement with this sentry ward, just preventing the small camp from being blocked. So Matu's not going to chain feed up here. It was very important that just a simple ward could have potentially changed the outcome of this game. The siege creep is up on the top side. DM's about to hit onto level 6. So GPK, he wants to stay up top, but GK, wisely enough, he's keeping that mid lane shoved in as much as possible.
So a little bit of information now for Virtus Pro to play with. Boxy tried to TP to the T2 tower to try and get the gold, or I should say mainly the experience from Yamich denying. So the fact that Clockwork will not be able to rotate now might enable GPK once again to think about making a play top.
Question is, what can Mickey do in the meantime? He's actually going to be the one to make the first move. He's got level 7, Rolling Thunder being popped. They want to take out DM.
They'll be able to do just that. Mickey can bounce back off the tree. Insania will be able to keep his own life. Not enough damage coming out from the Soul Assumption, so beautifully done. Mickey, a big kill for them to be able to find top lane. Gives a bit of a full free wave here from Matumba Man.
No. It does, but it gives GPK a way to be able to shove the lane in mid as well. So he does that. That was the flag bearer creep as well, just going down. So losing out a little bit on that net worth, essentially doing what Mickey just did to him with pushing the wave in. Radiant tier 1 mid already sitting at half HP. So it's so close. Tiny little changes like that sentry ward, if it wasn't up top to scout out GPK's movement, sure, Mickey would have been able to get the same amount done in the mid lane, but Matu probably would have died. He would have had to make that walk of shame back, maybe even go back into the jungle, which, as we've been saying, lifestealers really don't want to do.
50-50 goes Mickey's way, gets a regen, nothing too crazy. Will help with the farm. A little bit lucky considering GPK had the ultimate advantage. There's no battle going on though.
Matu.
You see though these observer wards
getting run out a little bit. You've got the familiars available. Coda.
The Ancient Seal, yeah, might catch him off guard. Matu's in trouble. Familiars under the second. The damage is not enough. A really nice attempt from Virtus Pro. The Ancient Seal is always going to prove to be an issue here for the lifesteal as the game continues on. As bottom lane, Ramses inside the cogs at the moment. Zaya making sure he plays his distance, not trying to give it an easy static link target. Ramses now forced to try and move over to the Clockwork. A beautiful toss over the tower. Box is in trouble. They'll be able to secure the kill. Zaya, first ultimate of the game, should bring down Ramses. A TP to base. I don't think he's going to take it out. Ramses pops the Verifier. He's got the raindrop as well. Meanwhile, top lane, the action continues as Mickey. Another rotation with the Rolling Thunder. They'll get the kill onto Yakoda.
It's just a little bit short on mana on GPK. You could tell he wants to up the tempo. He wants to create a lot of pressure for this lifestealer. Some of these movements really haven't been working out, and Liquid are taking advantage of it. Previously, there were multiple lanes going in Virtus Pro's favor. Not so much anymore.
Matu's second in net worth, considering these 2 early deaths that we saw in the lane, so have to be very happy with Liquid. Insania is very close to level 6 as well, so this could give him a free pick off across the map.
Matu, he hasn't fully retreated back into, the depths of the jungle. He's looking to make sure that he's thereabouts. If he wants to be able to connect through onto that tier 1 tower to defend it like he had previously, then that really does slow down a lot of where Virtus Pro were able to get that farm, because you have to remember they've got a Tiny that they're playing with. Yamich, he just makes a stack inside of the Radiant jungle, and he wants to make sure that he can sit in a lane that's, perhaps a little bit greedier, but enabled, because Virtus Pro's cores might be able to farm that couple of extra jungle camps that happen as soon as you take down one of these towers. That blink dagger timing, incredibly important for a support.
Ramses might be in trouble here with the jungle. They got 3 points of the glimpse. They're not going to get a whole lot of distance, but with all the heroes from Liquid nearby, and they see Virtus Pro still playing up top, so nice pick off for them to find, but at least Virtus Pro will get their first tier 1 tower of the game.
Yeah, and they did that while they were taking that tower. They know that Virtus Pro's main objective is taking that, so they're not going to be in a position to TP back, to be played defensively around Ramses. He was farming in a pretty safe spot, but Liquid just reading the minds of Virtus Pro right now.
Do you kind of see how easy it is at the moment for Virtus Pro to be able to take these objectives? They have this advantage in regards to the familiar. We feel like Liquid might have that mid lane, GPK. Not going to get too much distance away. Mickey will actually do a U-turn back to Yamich. Boxy's got to look about stepping in as well. This is a very deep attempt now that they haven't been able to capitalize on the early use of that Rolling Thunder, but it is space created. Zai free farming down bot, starting to put some pressure into the tower. 3 points in the Plague Ward, so he's got firm control of bottom. It's going to be very difficult for Virtus Pro to be able to recapture this side of the map.
To their credit, though, they don't really need to. Like I was saying before, that tower going down top really does open up a few more areas of the map. You can see that Liquid, they've essentially sealed off all entrances into the Radiant jungle. So the bottom half of the map is all Liquids right now. Zai's just going to sit there. He's going to farm a little bit more until he picks up that Wraith Pact. You've almost got the Diffusal Blade on the Pangolier as well. Even the Armlet on Matumba Man is going to come at a pretty similar timing. So in about 3 minutes or so, when it hits into that nighttime, expect Liquid to make their first move.
Already Virtus Pro, this is their first move with the level 6. It's a big pickoff if they can find it. But Yamich is a little bit too far away. A lot of burst potential between the duo supports from Virtus Pro. They're going to be able to block off Insania. The backs up on the higher ground, puts the Disruptor in an awkward position. So at least Virtus Pro will find 1 kill.
They will, but it's not the one that they were wanting. They want to continue to pressure up Martu. He's been able to still, even being 5th or so on the net worth, he's a little bit ahead of Ramses. Alright, well DM, he's continuing to push up on this top side. They want to make sure that they can cause Liquid to make a lot of movements up towards this top side of the map if they need to. Doesn't seem like they're going to take the bait though. Martu makes the TP. He still wants to be the one sitting around here, and Yamich, he's using this time to be able to be a little bit greedier, take some of that safe, relatively safe farm that they've got, because this doesn't feel kind of like what's happening on the bottom side with Zai, with the Plague Wards. Liquid really don't want to be venturing too far into their jungle. The kill threat from Virtus Pro is way too high.
See what Liquid can do. Smoke is 3. Yamich has got some great positioning. Smoke's gonna pop, and I'll see the Tiny. Not the hero they want to bring down to start. And in fact, Virtus Pro want to take the team fight. They're gonna toss Boxy into the middle, taking a lot of damage at the moment for the Clockwork. They haven't secured the kill just yet, but the Soul Assumption finally enough to bring him down. In the end, a 1-for-1, but Liquid do commit multiple ultimates. But in the end, Mickey will still be able to catch up as well with a maxed out shield crash, enough burst to be able to bring down the duo support from Virtus Pro. And again, look at what happened across the map. All that thought is top lane, Martu. Rage back up in a couple of seconds. The rest of the team is starting to connect. And the ultimates will use fire. Virtus Pro, they should be okay.
Looks like they'll be able to back off. Yeah, even without that ultimate, Insania, still a few seconds left on the glimpse. They're going to potentially look to keep chasing, but you got to be careful about going into these choke points. Has the defusal available, but look at this by Zai. He's moved away from the bottom lane, went into mid, took the tower. Now suddenly the map is a little bit more open for Liquid to play with.
That's another power rune secured as well for Mickey. Feels like he's gotten every single power rune, and well, they're going to look to use it instantly onto Yakoda. And one big advantage that Radiant are playing with at the moment as a whole, again, look at Liquid, they're not done. Yamich looks to enter the lane. He's trying to get a little bit of farm to work towards the Blink Dagger. They see Ramses as well. Zai, if required, might have to drop the ultimate, but Mickey, he's got his own Rolling Thunder to be able to catch back up. Near the high ground to bounce back and forth. It's not even required for the second stun. It's Liquid. One kill to the next. They're building up quite the lead here.
They are indeed. DM still doing his best to continue the pressure up top, to make sure that he's got eyes on the minimap at all times, preventing any of these gank attempts to connect. But look at this. Insania, Boxy, the support duo. They saw... I don't think they saw the courier path, but they're going to see it on the way back. They'll be able to connect through onto DM. They realize he is the one creating the only tempo this game. TP's coming up. Nice scan. Being able to catch out perhaps anyone else that's sticking by.
Aduh, dia ngalang.
Alright, look at the Static Storm down at least. A little bit awkward with a hook shot, but there's no way for DM to make it out, so they'll still end up going down nonetheless, even with a little bit of miscommunication.
A little bit of extra gold for Insania as well. We've seen how important those disruptors, if they can get it to their Aghanim Scepter, can be. So he's been involved in a fair few kills so far, able to secure that familiar. Looking pretty decent so far for the man. Of course, very important for him to get into the 4-star this game, though, just to be able to get that extra distance away from the Razor, the Mystic Flare, the Primal Beast. Movement is key for Liquid.
Holy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're trying to bait out Ramses. Look at the support duo on VP this time. They're like, well, you could make a play on one of our cores. We could try and do the same, but Liquid, they don't take it. Realize that, you know, they've been a few too many heroes off the map for too long. So just going to sit back, relax, let us play our timing. We've got the diffusal blade. Now we can make our move.
The infest bomb. They see Ramses. Ancient Steel is going to buy him some time, and Tumperman's going to continue to move on forward. They've got the vision for the glimpse to cancel the TP. And now Ramses, he's going to be caught out. No escape for the Razor. The prize target once again for Liquid is going to continue to slow down the game from Virtus Pro.
Immediately the line's drawn on the map as well, saying, look, I might have died, but they committed a lot to be able to make that happen. Rolling Thunder coming through, Infest Bomb not available anymore. And would you have a look at this? Look how early he bought the Aghanim Shard as well. The Lifestealer, open wounds, already picked up here. He wants to be able to go man mode against these heroes like the Razor, for example, and still actually do something against a lot of that damage that might be static linked off.
I think this is the second time I've seen Matu do this now. I think when we casted their previous series, might have been back in the group stages where he went for the Ag Shard very early on. So interesting to see kind of the development of Lifesteal's item build as I guess the meta goes on. Yamich, they might dive him. Yeah, Zai with the backstab. This is a big thing, man. The fact that Virtus Pro are getting no kills on their duo support, like this is both Tiny and Sky really rely on getting these kills. You are high burst magic damage heroes, and if you can't blow the supports up, if you can't get towards the blink, it's really going to hinder VP's game. Yeah, top lane. Roxy gets the hook shot. Mickey with the follow-up as well. Virtus Pro do have multiple members nearby as GPK just assassinates the backline, and damn, he's okay. Protected with the Wraith Pack. The damage mitigation is proving to be an issue for Liquid. Can they finally deal with it? Looks like that's going to be the case, but the Mystic Flare not enabling Virtus Pro to turn it around, so they need to cut their losses as GPK is going to dive out of the area. DM will not have the same capability, however, so in the end, a 2-for-2, Virtus Pro do at least get 2 supports, but it still comes at a cost.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty big win for Liquid as well. Not just necessarily because of that core and support trade, but Yamich, he thought that fight was going to go on a little bit longer, so he commits his TP onto the tier 1 top. There was, I believe, 2 waves hitting into the tier 2 bottom at the time, and if he went down there instead, he would have been able to spend that time farming up the remaining parts of his Blink Dagger. He might still be able to with this, but you mentioned before that they've got this kill support duo with Yamich as well as Hakoda. That Blink Dagger is a big part of that.
I think as the game goes on, it's going to really prove to be an issue with this Wraith Pack. We just see how tanky DM is in through that little skirmish there. And I mean, he's even got the hood working on the pipe next item as well. So Liquid may have some difficulties with being able to blow up the Visage. And I think this is probably the big timing key now for BP. They've got double BKB, really the first item now completed on Ramses.
They do indeed. You still got to wait for Yamich though. You're not ready. You might have to give up this tower, and they're saying, well, they're not defending this tier 1. They certainly have the capabilities to. There has to be a reason. They're not quite ready to fight. Let's just go straight on into Roche, and I actually quite like this play.
I'm not sure if they have confirmation prior, but they now know that Ramses has BKB with that rocket flare. And they also know exactly where VP are at the moment. Even though they scan, there will be no contest. So a free first Roche going the way of Liquid. 5,000 net worth lead. Are we going to continue to see them play active across the map? They've got 16 kills, but can they get objectives with this Aegis?
I think it's important for them to play active, but they got to play active onto the right heroes, right? You mentioned before that BKB on Ramses makes him a lot more tanky for a lot of these engagements happening, particularly coming through from Zai as well as Mickey. So if he's able to back away from that and cause them to go on perhaps the Primal Beast instead, then that's really going to enable some of that damage to come out from VP.
So we already see the Observe Ward from Liquid being able to scout out Hakoda. Trying to leave down the bottom side of the map. They might have seen him also place the ward as well if they were checking the inventory. We'll see if Liquid look to deward that afterwards, but that kill should give them firm control of this bottom side of the map. So the T2 tower will soon be under siege, and even mid is getting shoved out as well. So Liquid have a lot of room to make plays now.
Yeah, while Liquid weren't showing on the map, you know, VP were doing the best that they could to try and get the most that they could out of the map with their farm, but they didn't lose any towers. You know, even the tier 1 mid still standing. Tier 1 on the bottom side of the map, and Matu, he's closing on his Desolator. So it was probably an area of weakness for them.
Again, Virtus Pro are going to try and smoke to get up here, but I don't think DM's going to be healthy enough to survive this long. Trying to get the tower, but the familiars will go down, so Virtus Pro, they need to get something out of this smoke. They will see Insania and Zai shortly.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He's also not easy to blow up. He's got the Wraith back if he can chuck it. Oh, the toss, no, out of the Mystic Flare. But the use of the Ancient Seal, Static Storm is going to be able to cover the retreat, but Ramsey's on the wraparound. They'll be able to kill off the Venomancer. The Virtus Pro, they need to get out. The use of the Poison Oval. Not enable them to sneak around as Boxy. He's actually been able to catch out Ramses. A BKB won't protect him as the Cloak's not enabling him to run up the high gun, so it's going to have to go to the left instead. But a completely wasted BKB, and he'll still end up losing his life.
That's the great thing about the open wounds, right? I was mentioning before how it's good to allow you to just stand and man fight against these Razor, Primal Beast, even the Tiny eventually with his great stat gain, but just the slow component. It means that you need to be so much more conscious of when you're looking to pop that BKB. Oh, and the mass Itis on Ramses as well. He's going to be kicking himself there.
Just slight errors that we usually don't see from this Virtus Pro team. With that last fight in particular, the toss out of the Mystic Flare. His support duo in particular, Hakoda and Yamich, have always been good. The synergy between them, but something needs to click shortly. This game started, and maybe this could be the smoke.
And that was their big timing, right? They wanted to have that Blink Dagger with the Mystic Flare combination together as well from the Tiny, and they just didn't accomplish it. Damage moving forward under the cover of smoke.
They've got the Infest. They're going to have a lot of bonus health. Matumbaman's going to pop out. A 1-for-1 to start, but they're in trouble now, Virtus Pro. The Delta split comes through, but DM's going to be glimpsed back into the middle. Matumbaman won't have a stun to be able to cancel the Visage TP, so DM will be able to escape. Meanwhile, back up to the left side, Mickey, a solo use of the Rolling Thunder has been able to isolate Yamich on the Tiny. So Liquid in the end will be able to find two, but they've also caught out GPK. It's got a BKB to work with if required. They're going to drag it back into the Static Storm. There's not much GPK can do to play this one aggressively. He's going to try and trample away, but the bashes are there, making sure there will be no opportunity as Matumbaman can close the distance and get the right clicks going.
It's just those little bit of things of coordination, right? He pops the BKB and runs away from Ramses that it could commit forward with the static link. He wanted to be able to help out his teammate, but you can't do that if you're just going to instantly cause the link to break. That range on the open words, it's kind of nutty.
For VP, I think it needs to be a toss into Ancient Seal if they're really going to start the fight.
Oh, yeah.
All here at the moment. Roxy's still going to look to hookshot under the T2 tower. They've been able to kite the Mystic Flare as well, which is a lot of the initial damage from Virtus Pro. The Infest is going to be enough to secure the kill, and also doesn't put Matumbaman in a compromised position. Meanwhile, though, Zai is under the ward and the creeps as well. Instant use of the Raid Pact. He's been able to break the static link, and now with the Rolling Thunder. Okay, actually, not used from Mickey. Charge it up. Ready for Virtus Pro.
Oh.
Yeah, he wants to. He wants to create space to the left-hand side of this tier 2 tower, so that's going to go down. Zai did a great job.
Down here. They got Swashbuckle back up. Is Mickey going to go for it? Oh, so close. I think some of the last little ticks weren't there with the Swashbuckle.
Radiant structures are
agonizingly close, man. This is looking real good for Liquid so far. I mean, the amount of times that they made that attempt up top with the tier 2 tower, it felt like DM was up there 5 separate times just trying to take that, and Liquid just had their minds on the amount of time that it would take for them to achieve an objective, get a gank, and go back and prevent VP from opening up the map. Even with that tier 2 tower taken, they haven't left their side of the map, so they haven't actually achieved anything. They haven't gotten the rewards for that tower that they committed so much for.
And it's up. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
It's going to be really scary here for Virtus Pro. Look at the ward they've got at the triangle as well. Maybe this could help out though. Scepter now completed from GPK. Do you feel like there's another item that VP need to maybe turn the tides?
Well, I mean, 4-staffs are pretty at a premium for the supports as well, but just with how the game's been going without being able to secure a lot of those kills early on, means that it's still going to be quite some time until Yamich, he's a fair way away, but Hakoda's nearly picked his one up, so maybe if they could go for a smoke, get a pick off before the 4-staffs are needed, and when Liquid try and go for the counter gank, that's when it can really start to have its impact.
Boxy might be right. Okay. He might be right on the money if he kept going towards the lane. Almost was able to cut off instead. He's going to hook shot into the middle. But Tumberman's still got a double damage for it to play with. 2 hits to swipe away the life of Yokoda. And now GPK, he's the next on the agenda as well. It might have to be another defensive BKB to get him out. It's like at least the Scepter be the deterrent here from Liquid. They're going to back up, but their prize will be the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
You just cannot fight into that DD. And see him slowly walk on past. They know that the Primal Beast isn't quite there, so they can go for an aggressive gang attempt and then tap the freedom to back off. Yep, BKB is the objective that they wanted to get out of that, and now they can look to make another move in a few seconds. Just seconds left on that hookshot cooldown. They're just going to check for a power rune. It's an arcane rune. Mickey, he has been on point with being able to secure these with his team. Might even be able to have the luxury of securing tier 3 items, go back with that little bit of an advantage because VP are holed up in their base. They're not going to be able to get that extra little bit of a power spike.
And the Clockwork has been support that has been rising in popularity over the last chance qualifiers. We see it as a big hero for Virtus Pro in particular, and well, this game, Boxy, he's looking to show that he is incredibly strong in the hero as well. We've already seen him play it today, and his hook shot to being on point. We might see it once again as GPK. The kinetic field, yeah, you can't charge out of that one, which has been unfortunate, so it's just waiting for the hook shot to cancel out the TP. Instantly Boxy was there, was ready for the attempt. The high fives, we won't get any back as Mickey is godlike.
He is indeed, and he's even got the basher as well, so even if Boxy wasn't there, they would have had the potential to be able to take out that key target again. These movements coming through from Liquid, this is TI caliber. This is what a lot of people in the past have criticized them for, crumbling under the weight of expectation, but really coming through for not only themselves but their region as well. Secret already having qualified, and could we be seeing 2 Western European teams coming through the last chance qualifiers?
I mean, both Insania, Boxy, and Mickey, they missed out on TI-10. They do not want to miss out on another TI, and with how Game 1 is looking at the moment, I'm making sure that is not going to be the case. Insania, just chilling. All these 4 stops, man. The supports are so farmed.
Yeah, and look at this as well. Like, this seems like a bit of a... I don't want to call it an all-in play just yet. Normally, you buy the gem when you've got control over the map, maybe when you've got the Aegis as well. But Hakoda, he's gone back and said, look, I know I had enough gold with my 4 stuff. We need to be able to play around the map. I need to make sure that we get some vision back, because right now, we've got nothing.
Is the advantage that Liquid have? You're playing with Rocket Flare, you're playing with goddamn Plague Wards. Just nothing they can do.
Shoving up pretty easily with Swashbuckle as well.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful call. Like, lanes are a very important way to gain vision. You see DM's trying to do that. Bottom with the familiars, Boxy and Marty are going to surround them. So, and just to read, yeah, you're trying to get these lanes in a position where maybe you can set up for a pickoff, but Virtus Pro, the 5-man smoke, they'll get nothing out of it. So maybe they can at least, and they will, they're going to drop an Observe Ward by the Roche. It will be up in 45 seconds. Let's see if they can take a fight around this area, but Dire are going to see them shortly.
Illusion.
Might have even got the sense that DM had re-summoned his familiars too, so even if he does have the buyback, which he does, will be the key target for them to look to try and go on if they can take away that high.
Boxy's on the Heim. Yamich gets the initiation over the static storm follow-up as well. Matumbo's going to turn to deal with a tiny. They have stolen a decent amount of damage, but Mickey's in the Rolling Thunder. A bounce back as well. They're going to try and target down Ramses, completely taking the Razor out of the team fight. He's surviving for the moment. They're going to turn to deal with DM, but the Visage just is unable to stay alive. Liquid are too far ahead, and Ramses will not be able to find a way through the tree line. They just put back in the lane, and Virtus Pro have had enough as Liquid. You mentioned that this is a team, whenever they find their victories, they do it incredibly fast, and they've done it here once again. A 30-minute Game 1 victory in our last series of the Last Chance qualifiers.
Very, very crisp, very clean. Matu, that's the face of someone that just lost a game, not just one. Well, face palm, but no, they're looking...
Okay, never mind.
Yes, bounty.
I'll take that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Uproot and after them.
Deadly swift.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You're dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Team Liquid's
这个两个队受好像是李逵不知道怎么玩的，但是危机。
Draft starting off again. This is an elimination. These guys are still, even if they win, gonna have to play another best of 3 afterwards to secure TI. So it's a lot. It's gonna be a long day for both teams depending on who wins it. But it all starts here. And bans coming out. We know that Vici are gonna have the first pick here. So is this gonna have to be a morph ban?
There's still a Primal Beast, the other one we talked about, so...
Which one? Which one do you ban if you were there, Fia? If you were Blitz telling them what to do, what would you do?
I think you just gotta do the Primal Beast ban here, but no, they're not going to, because I'm not sure if Morph is just an overall first pick yet, but maybe it is. Hero's just that good. However, Primal Beast is in the pool so far. This is definitely a first pick hero. We've seen it multiple times and it always goes ham, but it's gonna get ignored. They're gonna pick up the Undying. In theory, the Undying, good versus strength heroes. Primal Beast, strength hero, so I guess that's their train of thought here.
I want to jump on Fear's thought about the Morphling. Yeah, it is indeed, out of the 6 picks that they've had, it has picked 5 times in the first phase and once in the second phase, and they've still won nevertheless. So I do like the idea that they just get rid of the Morphling in the first phase, don't have to worry about it, don't have to think about any shenanigans that revolve around this Morphling hero, and just take a different approach into the draft.
Because of the Snapfire being picked up as first pick for Liquid.
Yeah, not too surprising. Again, we've seen this trend throughout the qualifier a little bit already, right? You play against the Undying, you have double nuke in the lane, you get the team fight, you can also kill Tombstone. Something that they have paired it with multiple times before that I feel like they've stopped doing is that they had some openings where they went like Snapfire ET or Snapfire plus some team fight hero like a Tidehunter. I don't know how much they want to commit their hero here, because again, it's very nice from second pick in these two opening picks if you can have a core that can go to multiple lanes down the road, which is gonna be tiny for them for now.
Do you feel like this could potentially be the two supports as well? Fear the Snap able to move to 5 and Boxy being able to play the Tiny?
Oh yeah, it's definitely open. They're flexible heroes. Mickey knows how to play Snap mid too if he really wanted to, right? So a well-rounded lineup, and they can just flex those wherever they want. And finally, the big boys out. I was waiting. I'm a little surprised Liquid didn't go for it. Maybe a little deterred by the Undying. So in a way, that Undying potentially could have just secured them the primal on that last pick of the first phase here.
I mean, some thinkings, especially with that Tiny still being flexible, is if both Primal and Tiny end up going mid, I'm not too sure how much of an option that one is, Kezu.
10 seconds remaining.
It's definitely possible that these heroes meet in the mid lane, though I feel like from now what I've seen, Tiny does pretty well in this lane, right? Vici have played the Primal in both of their core roles, I think, in both the mid and off lane, so they're also flexible here. And Liquid, I think it's a good ban from their side to take out the IO that I mentioned previously.
Anything else from you, Fear, that you think really needs to be banned out to protect either tempo or what is to come, or what has already been picked?
Gaming's turn to ban.
I just see a bunch of generic Dota heroes right now. Like, you just kind of like, they're very flexible, Undying flexible, Primal Beast flexible. Like, you don't want to go too all in on like countering them or trying to cover them. So it looks like Liquid's just going to go the route of just banning some heroes that are comfort picks for Vici Gaming. We talked about XM, that mid sniper, very annoying to play against. They played the IO Leshrac the other day too, so they're probably just looking at their notebook here and be like, what do they like to play? And deciding which of it they don't want to play against and just removing it from the pool. Meanwhile, on Vici's side, we're seeing heroes like Beastmaster get banned, which is the zoo concept, right? Against playing against Undying, something teams do go towards. I actually have not seen Beast do well versus Undying even once, but in theory it could be good.
Kind of looking on the lines of what Liquid might want to ban here, even though Vici Gaming is banning currently. Basically, what Vici Gaming have liked to pick in the second phase of heroes still available in the pool, there's the Void Spirit, the IO that was already banned before by Liquid. That was also one of their top picks for Vici here in the second phase. There's the Slarks, the Tusks, the TAs, but I don't think any of it. Maybe the Tusk is one, but I'm not sure if you want to necessarily take it away from Frisk. Then you know that he's most likely going to play something like the Shaker, or I think the Rubik is still a decent pick, at least at the moment. There's a couple of good spells to steal. Frisk has been really good on the Rubik too, with the 2 games that he's played so far. So probably not either going to be banned, but Liquid kind of preparing for it as well.
Hold up, there's we're not playing versus T1. Why is the Veno banned? a little surprise there. Where'd that come from?
What do you think is some of the reasoning for the Veno? Is it in preparation for what could come out?
I think Zai's played it before, I believe. Maybe once,
yes, he has.
Twice.
Yes.
So it could be, yeah, in preparation for a potential pick that they want to do later on. You know, Erica not going to get his Morphling.
Mars
maybe he is thinking about, yeah, maybe he's thinking about playing some TA or something this game and just doesn't want to play versus Venomancer. Hard to really say what's going through their minds right now. It could be a lot. It's like, there's so many things you have to think about in Dota. Like, as a carry player, like, sometimes you have to pick blind, so you have to ban in this phase a couple of heroes that could really get you later on in the draft.
10 seconds
but
remaining.
Really does determine a lot on right now what they want to do. But these bans here just have to be perfect, I guess, for their next picks. And we're gonna see a Pudge, and that's probably, I say it's the Matu Pudge, but we've seen Mickey on it too. It's just the Liquid Pudge, I guess.
Rebrand as the Liquid Pudge.
Yeah, has Zai played it too? Maybe Zai's, I know he can play it. Maybe he's even played it. So it's definitely, literally all their heroes right now are still so flexible, right? Like, you don't know what Liquid's doing here, where these heroes are going to end up.
Liquid deciding to ban the Visage as well before the Pudge pick, so they left the Mars open. and they left the Lycan available as well. But Pudge is pretty decent in the matchup with Lycan. I'm not sure, I'm not entirely sure about how the Mars kind of sits into the picture, because, you know, Pudge, once he picks up that Aghanims, I feel like any hero just melts in the eyes of that.
Yeah, I think Mars is not really something you want here. What I like about this Pudge pick is I think that's their answer to the Primal Beast. They've played it multiple times. Now this also still keeps the Tiny open, and now it's actually on Liquid. They've played Pudge mid, they've played it safe lane. If Primal Beast goes mid, you can put the Pudge there. If he's off lane, you can still put the Pudge there as well. Tiny is now also open to be played in Boxy's hands, because from what I've seen, the Mickey on Tiny, he's really good with it, but sometimes some of these combinations, maybe they don't feel as good as in other drafts, so I feel like the mid Tiny is probably not what they're aiming for if they have the choice not to. And then there's the Snapfire, which feels good, it pairs well with their other heroes, so I think for now this opening by Liquid is pretty nice, and you can see that Vici, I think they're taking quite a bit of reserve time, because you also need to be careful now. You already have two very tanky strength heroes that play in a very similar way, so you want to make sure that you end up getting some different things so that all your heroes don't just get countered by the same thing.
Tusk coming out, and then you're right, Kezu, they were chunking through that reserve time, so it's Tusk, DP, Fear.
Indeed it is. So the DP of old, I would say, would be a bit better this game because it's scaled with percentage-based damage. It's still pretty good.
10 seconds
I don't know if I like the pick that much, so it's okay. It does, like, it's a strong lane if they want to pair it, which means the Primal would be going mid in this situation. I guess DP can also go mid in this situation, and they're just going to last pick their carry here, which I think is the correct call, just because you don't know what Liquid's... You don't know if this Pudge is off lane, you don't know if Snap is position 3, he just wants to see a little bit more, and they're going to have some flexibility to actually switch up their off lane and mid here too after they see the heroes being picked as well. It's an okay opening, but I'm not really wowed by this Vici draft so far.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. This DP against Pudge, I've seen it multiple times now. It doesn't look that good. When he pops Fleshy, he actually takes no damage. Sure, you still heal with the Siphon, but he also buys Ags. I feel like here for Liquid, so you could just... I feel like you can just pick your carry here. You can hold it if you really want to, depending on what they really feel like right now, what they want to do with the Pudge. But I feel like you could take any type of range carry that goes in the safe lane, like some type of Weaver or whatever. If the DP goes there, you're happy, you deal with the Tombstone. If the Primal Beast goes there, you're happy. But they decide to do something completely different. They're just going to take their offlane.
The most played hero for Zai. Also combining 3 games with the Visage. I just wanted to quickly jump on the DP idea. That's the first Death Prophet pick for Vici in this tournament.
Remaining.
And it's also interesting that it comes off the back of Liquid 2-0 in Extreme yesterday, who picked up DP both times. Like, I know the lineups are different, but it's very clear, like, Liquid are able to sort of shut down this DP. They know how to deal with it. So, see how it plays out. But yeah, there you go. Zai picking up Darkseer, and like you said, T-Panda being up there with one of his most played this last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, I mean, comfort, it is a Zai classic to go for the Darkseer. He's really good with all the offlaners he's played so far, but it does synergize really nicely with you got a good Wombo combo if you think it very classically here with the Tiny Avalanche does a lot of damage. Mortimer's Kiss is nice to line up with it. Pudge Rot AoE with the Ags. There's some really good stuff. And in general, I think the big part here is Vacuum adds up to another piece of control for them as well, where they can just set up Vici Gaming into these fights where they might end up mispositioned, and those are going to be easy pickoffs for Liquid to pick up as well. So I do like this Darkseer pick. I'm just curious how the lane is going to go, because we don't really see the carry pickup yet from Vici.
Yeah, I am very concerned with Vici and their amount of reserve time.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Yeah, well, right now they should know what they generally want here. They're playing versus Darkseer. Some heroes that players like a lot. I mean, Faces Void is very good versus Darkseer. They banned the Bloodseeker, which is also really good. So they're gonna kind of see what Zai doesn't want to play against here, and they're gonna ban the 2 heroes, knowing that you need a carry on Vici Gaming. I'd be afraid a little bit with the Void, just because there is a Pudge in the game. The hook can be a great tool for saving heroes in the Chronosphere, but on the same note, you could just this Pudge is gonna be a core. You could just Chrono the Pudge and try and kill him in the fights. So that could be good. Sven also great option. I'm liking the Void here. I said Lone Druid could have been good too, but they banned it themselves. Yeah, I'm pretty sold here. It's looking like a good faceless Void game here.
I would say it's probably between Void and Nags. I don't really see any other picks in those. What would you think about Nags in the slot? Oh, Jug.
Oh, Nags, Jug. Interesting.
Similar story,
I mean, yeah,
guess.
Nags would have been pretty cool too, actually. It's very good. The magic community with Jug, also very good versus the Darks here. This one is a little interesting though, because Jug, like the normal punch is quite good now. If you do manage to get an illusion of the Juggernaut, the reason why I mentioned the Void is because you don't get the passive bash. Same thing with the Lifesteal, you don't get many of the passives that are that good, but Juggernaut is a double-edged sword. It's good in the laning stage, so Omni Slash can be great, but if you do make an illusion of this Juggernaut, it is going to hurt.
So what is this? Weaver? Queen? I don't know if they want to take the mid or not. Ooh, Slark. Okay, that's actually...
That's very
interesting.
Good. Yeah, that's really... I mean, it's very good against the Primal Beast in lane, which means they... they're not actually going to put the DP in the offlane against it. So the laning stage here could be really good for Matumba, man. Because, yeah, you just keep trading with the Primal Beast here. Sark is very good at the trades, and if he ever tramples, you can just leap away from it.
Seeing what happens here with who's picking up what heroes, it is going to be Mickey on that pudge as well, with Machu picking up Slark. And knowing some of the lane matchups, Kezzy, how do you think those lanes are going to go? And
yeah, looks like they'll get a pull of their own as B does zone out Insania. Small camp pull completed from Liquid. Tries to drag, actually successfully drags the creep wave away from the large camp, so very well done. This first 4 minutes of play from the Snapfire.
Yeah, reflected in kind of the offlane is having a bit of a rough laning stage. 16 CS on Primal Beast, 15 on the Darkseer. Definitely they're the ones who got counterpicked the hardest when it came to the draft. So, you know, we kind of had a patch about, 3-6 months ago where offlaners were kind of always like carrying these games, and we're seeing a bit more kind of the re-emergence of offlaners being put into these much tougher situations with the drafts and the lanes they get.
Yeah, much more sacrificial now again. And bottom lane, we did see a bit of that back and forth. Tiny with a lot of damage onto the Jug, forcing the healing ward, and Zai having to scurry away with a surge away from that undying tombstone. But yeah, he's always keeping tabs on them. His job is just to track back, chase Zai throughout this laning stage, and make sure he's nowhere near creep waves. While Matu, that tag team snowball, gets the first blood for Frisk. Vici Gaming striking first in that offlane where they were having a few struggles.
Yeah, I mean, I think Insania, he's one of these 5 positions that loves to pull and stack, and Matu just gets a bit too far up in the lane there. Maybe the communication was a bit off, because you can't be playing that deep when Insania is off, in the jungle playing around the pull camps.
Well, TP back up the top on Matu. Get back to farming. And everyone, it feels like, is being allowed to hit creeps now. We've got past 5 minutes. Yeah, having a pretty decent time for themselves. XM 31-7 against Pudge's 32-2, so pretty even there. Is it surprising that DP has those denies over Pudge?
Yeah, a little bit, I would say. I think that just was a result of when DP zoned the Pudge and got him pretty damn low. Like, he got Pudge down to like 20% health or even lower than that, so you get a few denies when the Pudge is low in health. But right now, 6-minute runes coming up, so a lot of rotations. And
the toss back. Yang sent in towards the Pudge, but Frisk and XM, this tag team with the Ghost, killing off Mickey. He's got out. He's dead.
I thought he was going to be able to TP out there. That was a smart idea, but manages to get the kill just in time, and now they're going to get some good damage on this tier 1. They may not get the full tier 1 with the exorcism, but will force out a glyph and at least get it a little bit low here.
Tusk's courier just flying over that tower as well. But yeah, Tombstone zoning them away. Boxy and Insania both lurking in the shadows, trying to find an angle in.
And they know Pudge can't TP in to defend this one, so I mean, they're not going to get the tower, but there's no risk of like a Pudge TP into a meat hook or anything because he tried to TP away. So good damage from Vici Gaming.
Yeah, good amount there. I mean, round 2 with Exo. Another catapult wave. 10 minutes. They're going to be looking, eyeing up that mid tier 1. Nice thing to claim for them.
Yeah,
this is also meant.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Just with 2 supports rotating mid, right? You've left Matu alone, so he's had maybe a bit of a better time facing off against this Primal Beast, but he's still level 5 on the Slark.
Yeah, the levels that Primal Beast has gotten, and just using this trample to like farm and harass Matu whenever he comes near, has been enough to kind of keep Matu at bay. BAB is honestly having a great lane. I thought this would be a much better lane for the Slark.
He's going to get caught out. Pulverized, snowball. And again, Frisk with BAB. They're closing in on Maltu. Can't pounce away. Surrounded by these beefy boys. Yep.
That's the one benefit of taking melee heroes against Slark is you can block the pounce. So if you're going on him, he can't reliably pounce away. Although Matu will be eyeing off his revenge later in the game. I kind of touched on how great the last two Slark games were, not a single death. He's already died twice this game. That's the hero you kind of picked as, like, you know, your last pick of the draft, thinking you have a good lane. It's a perfect Slark game. And the fact he dies twice in lane is going to really set back a lot of what Liquid want to do this game. They're already down 3k gold.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of fortunate that he's got this Dark Pact that has had several buffs over the past year or so where Slark can kind of jungle to recover now, which just wasn't the case before. Potential here for him to slip back there. He's in the mid lane. Yang going to get dragged back. Thinking about the tombstone, and that's actually going to deter Liquid enough. No catapult wave just yet, but it's still XM chipping away at tower.
Yep, there's another exorcism. He pops the illusion rune just to help tank some tower shots, and this tower is done so with the tombstone drop, so nothing Liquid can do to defend this. Gonna try. Oh, sniper tomb.
Very nice.
Okay.
Good pace of play from Vici though. Insania cooking back to his tier 2, and it looks like Mickey is.
Jago banget.